Welcome, everybody, to the Lynn Sheryl Show. I am Lynn Sheryl.
And Cheryl Eisenhower.
We'll be right back after this. Hey, everybody. This is Happy Hump Day here. How you doing, Cheryl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. You know, spring is kind of sprung here in Montana. We keep getting winter and then, spring and then like summer 70s and then we get winter again. So I really don't know what it is out there today. So, but I do know that we're going to kind of take a little month off and then we'll be here sporadically because I got things going on and I know you do too. But I'm glad we're here today to kind of finish off the month of, I would say May because that would rhyme, but it's not true. It's the month of April. We'll probably throw some shows up on Wednesdays just to keep our slot going. But anyhow, so what's going on in Cheryl's neck of the woods?
Oh, Cheryl's just treading away. You know how it goes. The world's good. Things are going good. And work's picking up. The outdoor living stuff's starting to come into play again. That had kind of calmed down because of the stupid winter we've had. And right now, yesterday was like 50 and 30 of a night. And then next week it's going to be 85. Now, figure out why everybody's sick.
Yeah, it's kind of been weird across the United States for a little while now. So, like I said, who knows what day it is or what's going on and whatever. But sometimes you just need a break, you know?
Yeah. But I just wish it would get one way or the other. I mean, we have turtlenecks on today. I had sleeveless off on the other day. I'm in that cleanup mode. I don't know where to put stuff anymore. It's like, do we keep these out? Do we put these up? My closet's stuffed full because I've got winter, summer, spring, and fall all jammed in one spot. But anyway.
But isn't it funny though when you think about it? At what temperature do you actually keep your air conditioning on in the summer?
78, 79.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't keep it as cool as most people.
Okay, because I was going to say, because it's so funny, because in this, in the winter, people are like, they're cold, at 65, and some people have it like it's 70, in the winter, or, vice versa. And then they have the heat on when it's 70, but they have their.
I've got the heat set at 72.
Yeah.
I mean, we're cold enough that when we're in heat, we need heat right now. So my heat stays at 72. If I get cold, I'll bump it up a degree or two. And then when I go to air conditioner, I set it at 78, 79. And if it gets really stuffy, I may bump it up a degree for a little while. This is a big house, and that is not bragging. That's almost complaining. But the power bill's not inexpensive, okay? And plus we're running 2 units because Jerry's got the whole area downstairs runs on a separate unit from what the upstairs does. So I just try not to get really stupid with it.
Yeah, and it's funny because it is a big area for sure. I've been there. I can testify to that. So go ahead.
You do what you gotta do.
Yeah, for sure. So our topic today.
Positive is power. And I wish people would realize that. I don't know if you've seen people moping. I mean, we're in the full moon again. I'm not blaming the full moon. Yes, I am. But yesterday, everybody, they were pitiful. You know what I mean? It's like, get over it. And somebody says, well, it's the full moon. I said, whatever. You were pitiful last time I talked to you. But that's the way it's been. Everybody's so negative right now. Do I understand it? politics, economy, what's going on in the world, it's hard to be positive. But if you can keep that positive mindset, it's amazing how much power you have over yourself.
Well, it's funny because, hey, Scott, I know you're watching. Thanks for the heart. It's funny because I didn't even know it was a full moon, to be honest. And I usually think the full moon at the end of the month for some reason, and I guess it wasn't, huh?
We had the pink moon this time. It was started last night at 7 something
Okay.
Eastern time. So, but yeah, really pretty. But it just, it's an excuse for a lot of, is there something behind it? Yes. Okay. I believe in the moon phases, but you can't blame everything on your life on the full moon. I mean, or Friday the 13th or Mercury in retrograde. I mean, you can blame all you want to, but people blame it when the water runs downhill sometimes, I think. So
Well,
I'm just tired of cups half full. I don't know about anybody else.
we were talking yesterday on the Lynn and Scott show, and I think it goes to show that people forget everything's an inside job. Everything we think about is from within, And so when you keep looking, you know, not within, but, outside of you, everything that's outside of you, the moon is outside of you. The things you see from the outside of you, you're letting the outside affect what's in you, and then you're blaming everything that's outside of you and saying, put that at fault or at blame. I think that's what's going on. And it's so much easier to look at something and say, well, this might be the cause, or this is the cause. And I think that's where we're having a lot of problems, is no one wants to take the time to figure themselves out, or figure the triggers, or what bothers them, and not realize that it has all to do with you, nothing to do with what everything is a mirror of what's within us.
Most of us don't have everything we want. Most of us do have everything we need.
Right.
And the thing about it is, if you'll open your eyes, there's so much more you can see that brings joy. I mean, my children gave me a rose bush about this high last year for Mother's Day, which is basically a year ago. The thing is almost head high now and is totally full. It's the
Aw.
prettiest rose. The rose bushes in North Carolina right now are all looking good. I don't know if this weird weather had anything to do with that,
The moon.
but the moon. But I mean, I've got some red rose, but I've got other rose bushes around, and they've always been pretty, but they've never been this full before. So is that a positive? Yes. If that little bush can grow to be that huge and that beautiful in 1 year, what can people do with their lives?
Well, let me ask you, do you water that rose bush yourself?
Nope.
Do you look at it? Do you like touch it? Do you give it any attention, or nothing?
You know what my backyard looks like.
Yeah.
It's all the way out at the rock wall.
Oh,
Uh, the only thing I did when we set it out, I put coffee grounds. I kept coffee grounds on it for the first couple months, and we watered it for the first couple months. And through the initial summer after Mother's Day last year, didn't water it that much, but enough. And this year, I haven't touched it, and it has just gone ridiculous out there. I think, and it's so nice to look out that window and just see that bush it was in a small pot. It was a small rose bush, and it had like three little roses on it. It was pretty.
mhm.
Nothing, nothing that myself or my children thought was going to do what happened. I mean, it's
Aw,
beautiful now. But
aw.
um, so there's stuff that goes right. Just find something that went right today. If it's nothing but look out at the rose bush.
Well, I think that's the thing. I mean, some people's expectations of things are either not there, I mean, like you said, you knew it was going to be a rose bush, and therefore it grew up as a rose bush. And now you get to smell the roses, you know,
Yeah.
and you're blessed for that.
Now
And
my
so
blueberry bush didn't make it. Okay, it's dead. It's gone. So we've given up on blueberry bushes.
the
Uh,
roses are resilient.
yeah, I don't. I really didn't take care of the blueberry bush like I probably should have to get it started. But I've come to the conclusion it's kind of like pineapples. It's easier to buy them in the grocery store.
Well,
Uh,
the roses have thorns, but they're still beautiful.
yeah, took me 2 years to grow my pineapple. One pineapple, and so anybody out there that's thinking about growing a pineapple, give yourself a couple years because you ain't gonna eat it before the end of that second year.
Oh,
But it was kind of nice watching it grow. It was a pineapple top, and it grew as what the window in the dining room looks like. It grew as large as the window. Um,
wow.
it was huge, and then I got this itty bitty pineapple that finally actually became a pineapple, and it was. It's been interesting. That one was interesting. I watched it. I enjoyed it, but it's gone now. See ya. But yeah, there's just some things you need to buy in the grocery store.
My dad, he can grow pineapples all the time. It's pretty cool. So I've seen him. So
Well, he's got the weather. He can do it outside. I have to
yeah,
do it
yeah.
in my house.
Some things aren't supposed to grow in certain weather climates, so don't take it personal. Again, you see, you could take that personal.
I
See?
did. It was just a challenge to me. I was determined, and I kept every once in a while I'd look at it and say, "Okay, you're out of here. I'm done with you." And it was. I actually went one day to pick the pot up out of the windowsill, and I thought to myself, "No, we're going to leave it here till it grows because it was getting big and it was getting side heavy." The windowsills about 14 inches deep. So I kept thinking one day the whole pot and everything was going to be laying in my floor. But and I kept the pineapple. I got it there. It probably needed. It was really good. The taste was good, so it was sweet enough. But it probably would have gotten bigger. But all I could see is the pineapple and the pineapple plant laying in the middle of the floor. So we cut it and ate it. But and then I trashed the plant.
Oh, but hey, you were positive about it, and it did grow up to be a pineapple.
It was going to be a pineapple one way or the other. If I had to go buy one and tape it on it. Believe me, I thought about it a couple of times. I went to the thoughts of could I drive a stake into the top and stick a pineapple, cut the top limb off and stick a stake in and then stick a pineapple on it and let it look like that for a day or two. Okay, that's positive thinking. Okay, that's the best I could
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Say, look, when you grow up, you can look just like this one over here. You were trying to make it mirror its own self by looking at the other pineapple.
Sometimes I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter how old you are. Your body gets old, but that brain's still 15, well, 10, 9, 8.
Yeah, you're right. It never ages. I mean,
Uh,
it's
so I just, I was always the engineer. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I had to fix things, I had to do things, and I was going to fix the plant. You would think I would outgrow that, but I guess I did because I didn't do it. But believe me, there was a lot of thought into how to get a pineapple to set up there.
well, nobody ever called you a quitter, Cheryl.
You hadn't. I don't quit much. I get smart sometimes and stop, but there's a point where smart is a good thing when you're going to do something that you probably don't need to do. I know I've got the gift of being able to stop things. I just don't always do it.
Right.
So I just don't have the will to do it. So, but anyway, but
No,
mostly I'm a positive person.
I hear you. Well, yeah, positive, it like you said, we have a choice, right? Either negative power or positive power. And like we said on the show last night, I mean, I think we forget that we have a choice. and we can choose the positive or the negative. And whatever you choose, remember, it's going to be the outcome, right?
And positivity can be passed. I don't think people realize that you're giving off an, I'm going to use the word aura for lack of a better word. When you're positive or you're smiling, pick what you're doing. Whatever you're doing, whoever you with will mimic it.
Right.
So be positive. Give somebody else something good to feel that day.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's so many times we regret because we weren't taking a positive stance on something, and I think what's cool is, you ever notice, at least for me, is I've always tried to teach my kids to be positive, but then, we got our crappy days, and then we talk to our kids and we're like, sound so negative, and they're like, Mom, why are you sounding so negative? It's like, oh, because then they remind you when you're being the negative, and it's like, oh, we touch it, they make you stand up for what, how you expect them to be, they make you proud and say, hey, don't be like that, and so it's cool to remind yourself, I mean, you can't always be positive in the sense that it takes effort. It takes, it's constant, but you should always try to be and look at positive in everything. But it is work. It is constant work. And, you gotta look at that and realize that it's a choice in everything, and not just in some things.
Oh, and if you didn't know it, today's Glenn's birthday. If you'd like to.
Yes, I already sent him a video, happy birthday, text message. I text messaged him and said happy birthday. So not the best singing I've done. Hopefully I didn't hurt his ears, but I did send him a happy birthday. So
You got more gumption than me. I used to sing in a choir, but somewhere between then and then in a quartet also many, 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 many years ago.
yeah,
But the voice just did not keep up with the times.
no, I didn't do a very good job either, but I still did it. But yeah, I sent him a happy birthday. Yeah, it didn't look very good, but I texted him. I was like, well, just a little memory. So yeah. So happy
Yeah,
birthday, Glenn Morshar.
hopefully that'll make his day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some of just the little things, the positivity. Send somebody a happy birthday. I mean,
Yeah.
it's also my stepson's birthday.
Yeah. And it's Dan Altmeyer too. I sent
So
him a little video, happy birthday. There's a lot of birthdays today.
yeah,
So happy
and
birthdays to you guys.
all I've got is, I know we're running close to time, and what I just want to give everybody is take the good things in your life and look at them. Don't just put them away. Look at them. Look at a memory. Look at a photo album. What made you happy in the past? Because that same thing can make you happy in the future.
Yeah. And again, it's just, we forget every moment is a fleeting moment. We're not going to get it back. It's not going to come back. And we got to cherish every moment, because just like that, lickety split, those minutes are gone, and we can't reenact them. We can just reflect on them and appreciate them and take them for what they were. So, any last words before we leave?
I just want to say, hope you have a couple months that you're talking about and get everything, your health, your house, everything into place. And just let me know when you'd like to do one. Somebody, I would say, if the audience out there, if anybody would like to have us together, we'll make it happen.
Absolutely. We love you. And Bob, I know you couldn't make it today, but we think about you and we love you. And as always, Sheryl, I love you and appreciate this time with you. And I look forward to our next one.
You got it. Have a great day.
Love you. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
You're like a circle